Okay, so what I did here was, I'll show you how to do all this later, but what I did was I actually ran a routine. I actually looked at the debug. I went over here to logs, and I actually ran it, and I wanted to show you the debug. So you can see here that number of SOQL queries, which is SQL Server basically, was 1 out of 100. Number of query rows, 1 out of 50,000. You can see here DML statements, you only have 150. Number of code statements, you've got 2 million, and so forth. Callouts, you only have 10. Emails, only 10, and so forth. Okay, so these are all the limits. The problem is I wanted the program to run and run and run and run and run until we get right close to the limits and then stop. And then we'll come back and do it again until we get up toward the limits. So that was the strategy. Um, so when I come over here and you see that I'm saying limit get queries, I said when you get up to 94 and 100's a limit, stop. Because what will happen is if it goes beyond 100, the system crashes, and the user is frustrated and they don't know what happened and they think you're a lousy programmer. So this just, but on the other hand, I wanted this to run as long as possible, because under some scenarios we can take in 50, 60, 70 rows in 1 byte. Under other scenarios, we may only be able to take in 25 rows because you have to do a lot more. We have to do a lot more work on them, and the system runs out of resources much faster. So I never know what the number is going to, how many rows I can process before I'm going to run out of resources. And what this does is this says, well, just keep an eye on the resources, and hey, when you're done, you're done. When you're out of gas, you're out of gas. So that's why I'm always watching the number of SQL queries that are done, and I'm always watching the number of DML statements. And the DML statements are basically inserting information into the objects, into contacts, into accounts, into opportunities, and also and that's basically a DML. It's basically the update statements that actually change the information in the objects. Okay, so we're in the grand while loop, and this is kind of the gate here. So it's got to be a high enough number to get to work, and you can't be banging into the upper limits. Otherwise, let's go have fun. So if so as long as